Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday night, so you already know it is time to get into it. We got to see, is Kreese a good guy? Is Johnny a bad guy? Is Daniel finally admitting? And you already knew that was going to happen because it would not be a stream if I did not have that pause. What's up, Andy? How you doing tonight?
I am great. I didn't have that pause either this time. I'm slacking like you're rubbing off on me.
Oh, man. Bad influence, I tell you what.
I know. Like I said the other day, it is like this is a good episode. Almost get you on that thought, like you think about Johnny, right? Like everybody has a reason why they're crap. And, I don't know. We'll get into it.
Absolutely. And as usual, we're on opposite sides of the spectrum because I'm finally convinced that they're just bound and determined to make episode 2 their worst episode every single season. Like, again, is just one of the ones where I was sitting there, and it was one of the longest ones. Like, this one was almost a full 34 minutes long. This was a really long episode. They got a lot in, but again, it just kind of like with those two driving and singing in the car, just a couple of these things were just like, come on, man. So, yeah, it's dragged a little bit for me, but I mean, it's Cobra Kai. You know I loved it. But as far as all the other epic episodes went, this one I'd say was on the lower end of the spectrum for me.
Yeah, it's not perfect. Like I said, I think that they're trying to set up like everybody has a reason why they're a bad person, or, it might have been last week or 2 weeks ago. I said that Hawk reached that point where it's either, you die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. That's kind of, it's looking like what Kreese is.
And it doesn't look like he's putting the brakes on that anytime soon either.
No, no, it does not.
He looks like he's going in the wrong direction rapidly.
Yep.
That was pretty rough. But this week we're back in San Fernando Valley, 1965. And I got to say, when I saw that yellow car pull up, I thought it was either going to be like Daniel, but then we saw the year, and I was like, oh, snap. This is going to be like an old school Mr. Miyagi flashback.
And then, nope. No. Did you know, like, as they were going in, you were like, oh, shit, like, that must be a young Kreese, like, when they were going in? Or did you think immediately, like when you saw the other guy?
No, totally. That's how I was. I was like, this whole open was full of little twists. Like, I also thought the bully, of course, they try to make us think that bully jock is Kreese, and then they, when they switch it up, and I was like, I thought this was going to be a Mr. Miyagi fucking. How did Mr. Miyagi end up with Kreese's car? Because I thought the jock was Kreese, and I just thought this whole scene was going to be about that. And no, not even close. We see that that wasn't even Kreese in the first place. That Kreese was just your average busboy. So they were doing a whole bunch of little twists right out of the gate with this.
Mm-hmm.
So
does it make you think like? Because you see that Kreese wasn't a bad guy to start with, right? Like his mom died, and weird. Obviously, we're going to get into why he became a bad dude. But do you think it has to do like a little bit why he didn't like Mr. Miyagi? He ends up going in the military and goes to like Vietnam or something, or Korea, and then like so he just doesn't like Asian people.
I don't know. I mean, did we ever see that? I mean, outside before it all started, did we see that he didn't like Asian people? I mean, Mr. Miyagi came in and told all those guys to quit beating up on Daniel until the tournament, and Kreese was instantly like, okay, like he was about it. Like, so I don't know. Did he really hate Mr. Miyagi, or did just these two beasts between Daniel and Johnny even cause that way back when?
I don't know. Maybe because they're kind of making Kreese look more like a supervillain in this one rather than like just a bad guy. Like in Karate Kid, he's just a bad dude. In this, he's like a supervillain. He's like plotting and shit. Like, what is his plan?
And almost like, I mean, we're gonna get into it. What's up, Sam the Morningstar? I see you out there. Always good to see you, Jay Cruz. Good to see you. But like we see Kreese was just your average busboy, and it was like pure fate that even sent him into the army.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know. Fate is fate, and destiny's destiny, and maybe it's like you say, you just have no choices. What's going to be is what's going to be.
I'm glad let's not get started on this. We don't got that long for me to explain it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we all thought young Biff was Kreese at first. They did get a good job of switching that up on us. Bully Biff is Kreese's real son. I had no idea. Did you know that? Biff in
No,
Back to the Future is Kreese's real son in real life. That's kind of amazing.
that makes sense. Like,
right? Oh, a lot of fan theory misdirection this season. Yeah, little Jake Cruz, I know he's ahead of the game, way ahead of the curve on us on this one, so he already knows what's going to crazy stuff is to be coming. But then we pan back to Kreese kind of giving this ridiculous no mercy speech to the Quiver, and like, how are none of the parents reacting to what their changes these kids must be displaying by now? Like, you know, these kids are acting different at home. How are these parents not going like, what's going on down at that dojo?
I don't know. I mean, he's got people fooled. Like, obviously, you know, clearly we see the parents in these shows aren't that great. Like, they all think that Sam's an angel, right? Johnny, another parent, has no idea what's going on. I mean, Carmen's pretty decent, but she works a lot. So, I mean, a lot. Kids could probably act all crazy in these. Plus, they're teenagers. Maybe parents think it's hormones.
Yeah, plus they're kids in the first place. So, absolutely. Oh, didn't know. The bully who tripped young busboy Kreese is his son. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. I got you. So not the real Biff. I was about to say that age thing. I didn't think that age thing worked out, but that gets it. So that was Kreese's real son in this episode. It sounds like that's pretty cool. Provocative tidbit of information. I did not know. That's pretty dope. That does make sense though. The one we thought was him, but it wasn't. That was great. But yeah, he's talking to teenagers like they're soldiers of war and demanding a revenge tour. And I don't know, like none of the parents checked out what kind of psychopath they were leaving their kids with. That just kind of
yeah, obviously. Oh, that's wild.
But Danielson and Johnny are on a mission, and Johnny still has a hangover from hell, but he's a pro. It won't slow him down. How about when Johnny tried turning up the music to relive that other horrible sing-along session that he had with Daniel, and Danny's like, no, we're not having it. We're on a mission.
See, Daniel's like you. I'm like, I just want to listen to rock. Let's go.
I was just like, come on, man. That was bad enough the first time around. Let's not do a round two. Did you know who the mutual friend was?
No, I had no idea. I was like, who the hell do they have a mutual friend?
I was thinking about that too.
And then the whole time I'm like, oh, is this where Allie's going to come in? There's no way they would introduce her like that. Yeah, I was trying to figure it out. I felt so stupid when they revealed that. I was like, oh my God, obviously I'm such an idiot. I'll pick out the most abstract thing and I'll figure it out. But the clearest, the only person
100%.
Aside from Robbie, they have in common,
100% is exactly how I felt like there. Like, what an idiot. How did I not put that together? I was like, who's this friend? And then when it showed me, I was like, dipshit. That was awesome.
I should turn it off right now. My brain's clearly not working.
Right? I was trying to figure it out before they showed us, but I was coming up blank. I'm not even going to lie. That was funny. How about when that lady thought Johnny was there to check in? Like, you're doing a very brave thing. Like, no, I'm not checking in. I'm no quitter. I was just like, Johnny. Oh, it just turned just a horrible situation into gold, dude. He's like, I'm no quitter. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, but if I was him, I'd be like, I might be checking in. This place looks amazing.
Yeah, it looked like he was right up it. Oh, yeah, I was literally laughing out loud at that one, Sam and Morningstar. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful just cherry on top at the end of it. He's like, I'm no quitter. Turned it different. Like, you thought he'd be all mad for him saying that. And he's just like, nah. That was awesome. But I have to say, I was with Johnny. When Shannon said I really wanted to, go help you find Robbie, but my life coach advised against it, I was like, what? Your underage son is out there and in trouble, and you're talking your life coach advises against it? I'm like, you are right back on the worst mother of all list.
Yeah, you went from, I feel like she's pretty well written, though. I think everybody knows someone like that jumps from one terrible thing, and then they find something that kind of improves their life, but then they go overboard with it, and that helps destroy it, too. You're just as bad. There's something wrong with you that you have to find these things to... she's one of those. To me, I felt like I know a person like this, and it's amazing how well she's written.
Oh, straight up, like you are just a bad person. You're a bad mother. You're like selfish. You're self-centered, and you're just bad, dude. We got at the core, Johnny's a good person. I mean, can we agree on that? At the core, Johnny's a good guy. So the fact that he never did end up with him, I mean, deep down, he just knew she was crazy and it wasn't going to work out. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that, but like, you're probably right. But I'm not sure. I just think, he's misguided. He's a good person, and maybe he's just rough around the edges. She is pretty bad person,
she's just bad before.
But she stuck around for Robbie kind of because she had to, and then she didn't. So she's just as bad.
But I'm like, did she stick around for Robbie? I mean, obviously he's been hanging out with these losers for a while she's out at bars trying to pick up dudes. I mean, then bringing guys home. I mean, was she really ever there for Robbie, or did she just make sure he had a roof over his head, and that was about that?
Yeah, about that. But I mean, relative to Johnny not being there, that seems pretty good.
Well, it's pretty bad because the whole time she's telling him how bad Johnny is when he could have went and lived with Johnny, and Johnny would have been, I believe, way better for him.
They would probably have been better for each other, clearly, like him and Miguel are.
Right, exactly. Could have helped them both out. So, yeah, opportunities missed. That's too bad. But you loved every minute of it. I was faking. No, you weren't. I know when you're faking. I literally giggled out loud.
That was so funny. I laughed at that too. I was like, that's funny. He's like, it's a classic Johnny thing where he's, making fun of himself, but he doesn't realize it. Perfect. A+.
That was Johnny Gold, dude. Johnny Gold. I also liked how they touched on how much the one boy looks like Chris Brown. I was like, I'm glad they pointed
that. As soon as that happened, I was like, oh my God, I got to remember to bring that up to DJ because DJ is the one that said that. I'm like, oh yeah, he does kind of look like Chris Brown.
100%, dude. There's no getting around it. So yeah, I was glad they actually said that. Dude, this show is great at pointing out like the little intricacies you might have missed, like from way back in season 1 and stuff. It's great for reminding you, like in a pretty smooth way. This show is great.
They got you pegged, right? Like the corn. He's like, no, I'm not playing the radio. This guy looks like Chris Brown. They're inside your head, man.
Oh, dude, they made this show for me. That's why I love it so much. It's absolutely amazing. The show is great at showing every character's grayish personalities. I agree 100%, Samuel. I agree 100%. But back to the cuckoo karate, and Carice has another life lesson to teach on No Mercy. And I thought when Bert asked if he could feed Clarence, Carice was going to say yeah to this cobra. I knew instantly as soon as Carice pulled that hamster out, it was snake food.
I didn't know it was snake food. I thought he was going to have them kill it, just with their bare hands.
I thought maybe he might choke it and kill it himself, and then throw it. I 100% knew he was feeding that thing to a snake. I was like, this is Cobra Kai. There's about to be a cobra in the house. I was on that one. But yeah, it's like, what does he like to eat? He likes to eat Clarence. I was just like, he was such an asshat. What if Hawk would have raised his hand? Would Creaser really have let him go at that point? What if that blew up in his face?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he thought that far through. Then he would have had to switch it up, flip the script, so to speak.
Yeah, but he's kind of like Littlefinger in it, right? It seems like he always has a plan. Almost like Littlefinger. Shit just works out exactly how he planned it. Last season, it was like that.
Yeah, he's pretty devious. And yeah, exactly. How did the students not know it was going to die? Like I said, I was on it instantly. I was just like, snake bait instantly, dude.
But how do you feel about Hawk kind of seemed reluctant too, right? So are they setting up him going to be leaving Cobra Kai? Or
by the end of it, he's got to flip. Dude, he's Hawk. He has to flip the script.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's it. That's his thing. So hopefully he gets some redemption. Come on, Hawk. Come on,
Hawk. That's the whole story arc, dude. I mean, Hawk has got to flip the script. So he's going to go from nerd to cool to bad to come back to being good, I think, in the end. And you never know. He might even just end up with his Moon in the end of it.
Come on.
They got to bring back Moon. Come on, dude. Moon is so legit. Like I said, the second I saw that peace circle, I just yelled out loud, Moon! I knew it. That was so sweet. But when Kreese said they were going to need a new champion with Diaz out, Hawk thought he was referring to him, but I kind of think he was talking about Tori with a Y. What do you think about that?
I thought at first they were talking about him, but then I saw like the thing, thinking about the setup. What if he's gonna go like try to recruit Robbie?
Oh, he probably will. Why wouldn't he? I mean,
That's what
Robbie,
I'm saying. So I think he's talking about that. Like he wants Robbie.
that's flipping the script. I didn't even take
But
it.
he's making Hawk think that he wants him, right? That's my thought. That's what I thought after I like watched it again, because normally I just watch it once.
Right.
And I was like, well, I'm not watching ahead this season, so I'll watch it again because I want to see more Cobra Kai. And I watched it again. I was like, dang, I think he's talking about Robbie.
That's pretty legit. I didn't take it that far. That's pretty legit. I love that. Hawk just needs his girl to tame him a bit. Don't we all, Samuel Morningstar? Don't we all? I know, cut me out of jail. Speaking of, we get a glimpse of why she's the way she is, and it's tough at home for Tori with a Y. Like, with her mom bedridden with some kind of serious disease and, probably taking care of her little brother too. Like, did this not make you think a little differently about her?
Yeah. I mean, that's what the whole show is like. Like I said at the beginning, they're kind of making you feel like bad for each person. They're all bad for a reason. Maybe Tori's just like frustrated with her life situation, and that she takes that out on other people.
Absolutely. Like, she wasn't being a bad girl hanging around at a bar like I thought she was. Like, she knows bartenders and all that. I can't believe I didn't put that together. She's just there working double shifts to keep her family with a roof over their head.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, when you think of it that way, it's like, how do you not kind of flip the script and feel a little sorry for her and kind of see a little more where she's coming with? Like Samuel Morningstar is saying, Tori had to grow up quick. She's not like a regular kid. She's got way too much responsibility. So, of course, she's acting out and stealing a bottle from a bunch of rich people to get drunk. Why wouldn't she? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, it definitely makes you look a little bit different. And here we are, our style. Everybody's got the gray areas. And, of course, we had to have the callback to the beginning of the show when Tori talked to the soup about a leaky faucet exactly the way, like, Miguel came out, and that's how him and Johnny met.
Yep.
I thought that was a pretty sweet little callback, tying it all in. This show is great.
Oh, no. And that's a callback to the original Karate Kid. It's just showing you how different things are. Like, the same thing can lead to totally different results depending. Right? Because Miguel's story, I don't know if we ever talked about that. Miguel's story, they kind of poke fun at that. Like, how obviously that's how Daniel met Mr. Miyagi, and that's how Miguel met Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
And then in a totally different situation, we see how Tori's life, like it sucks for Tori when she goes through the same situation. It is not different. I mean, it's not the same.
It's a lot different. Yeah, it's very different. Jake says Tori's life sucks, but to go psycho over a guy she just started dating makes her cuckoo. Yeah, but I don't know. Did they just start dating? As fast as this show moves, they could have been together for, at least they were together all summer. And I mean, in high school, that's
a long time.
Yeah, that's a long ass time to be seeing somebody. So, yeah, I think they were together long enough for her to go cuckoo for Miguel Puffs.
Man, do you remember? Never mind. That was a tangent.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, man, I remember in like middle school where long relationships were like 3 weeks.
A long
relationship.
Exactly. And that's being a little kid, that's like dog years. I never heard any love words. But they laid together and looked up at the star, which is what, Miguel thought was the perfect date in the first place. So, I mean, wasn't it like instant love meant to be karma? Maybe
she's that crazy. She's been stalking him. Like, so she knew.
Remember, we talked about that early on.
You're right. I don't know. It's a long relationship. Like I said, my point of view is she can't be too mad at Sam for that because she kind of did the same thing, right? Because Miguel was still in love with Sam, and she clearly knew that, and she took him from her. She can be mad at Miguel. I'm fine with that. But to be mad at Sam doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but in high school life, it does.
Yeah.
Tori's life was semi-equivalent to Robbie's, kind of on their own. Absolutely. A little bit that you can tie that in as well. Absolutely. I like that. But how did that pig of a soup know so much about Tori's parole officer and the fight at school? And, like, none of it matters. As soon as he touched her, like, it would be go time. I'm sure there's not a judge out there that wouldn't understand that situation. So I think she should have just lit him up. And how does this soup know so much about her life? Is he stalking her?
No, she probably told him. She's the one paying rent now, right? Like, hey, no, I can't. We're going to be late because my mom's on dialysis and I got to work for it. So could you give me extra time? Like that type of situation.
Yeah, he seems real, like, caring and loving and understanding about the situation, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, just an absolute pig. But Daniel and Johnny head to jail to talk to Robbie's ex-cohorts, and Johnny says, like, leave the talking to me, but it's Daniel they end up respecting. Like, how great was that when Johnny just interrupts Daniel, like, what the hell, you listen to him and not to me? Like, he's so Johnny.
Well, yeah, but that's the situation. Like, Danny's kind of famous for karate and shit. And they already know Robbie already defended himself from them with karate. And then Johnny comes in looking like a shit took a shit or whatever. You smell like shit.
I was smelling like a shit took a shit.
So, of course, they're not going to respect him. Just like we talked about, on Saturday. It's like, does he realize how he looks? And he clearly doesn't.
And Daniel already whooped the shit out of him. So, like, when he came to save Robbie on the beach, Daniel already knocked him out. So they already know he'll take them both.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that too. But, dude, I mean, come on. How epic was that, dude? It was like, oh, boy was up for a rude awakening when he thought he was going to get away with calling Johnny a punk-ass bitch.
Yeah.
I was like, how great was that? Johnny just gets away with slapping the shit out of him right there in front of the guards. Just a sick backhand. That was epic.
Dude, that was awesome.
I was just like, how? And the guards just look away, just whistling, didn't see a thing. Like, that was amazing. And it's like what everybody's sitting there wanting to happen, but you just don't think that would really happen. But maybe, but I don't know. That was great. So over to Miguel in the hospital, and things are looking bleak, and he can't feel his toes, and the doctor tells his mom he may never walk again, and you got to be feeling for Miguel, but I don't know. I'm not buying it for one little second. I'm pretty sure that my man, like Johnny said, they don't know how strong you are. My man's going to be up and running in no time. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, are they going to – I just wonder if, like, maybe, they're kind of switching people. What if it's, like, Daniel that's able to help Miguel walk again? Because they're kind of flipping – I don't know. Like, it feels like they're going to rotate people, right? Like,
for sure.
Because everybody's great, right? So if you can get everybody to rotate an area and they can see eye to eye with that situation, because maybe in some time, I feel like the show is saying sometimes in life you got to just be defensive. And then sometimes it's important to be offensive. And, even Kreese's point is sometimes you have to go after what you want. Like, you have to attack. And I think, like, that's the show kind of, it's kind of saying that. So maybe it's like Johnny can't help the situation, but Daniel can, because his thing's all about balance, and he can't use his feet.
He can't use his feet. Oh, man. Yeah, absolutely. So that's Johnny munching on corn nuts in Daniel's car, and I like how at the beginning of the shot, like, it's basically just showing the nuts that Johnny's already dropped on the floor.
Yeah.
You dig. And then again, Johnny being Johnny, trying to lean in closer to the steering wheel to talk because he's so out of like modern technology. Hi, Amanda.
Dude, I love that scene. Like, where he's like, "Oh yeah, I think it shows like how, why I like Johnny so much is, he's kind of what he is. He probably knows you shouldn't tell Amanda those things, but he's not like that type of dude. He kind of just says it, he says what it is. Whereas like, Daniel's got to polish the edges. Like he'll get the gist of it. You'll see what it's supposed to be, but he's sanded it down a bit and you don't get like what it truly is. And I don't like that about Daniel.
Yeah, he doesn't keep it real.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way he corrected her on what kind of cops Tango and Cash were, like, oh, I'm sorry, my mistake. She's so good, dude. Like, she's amazing. But Johnny just Mr. No Filter, letting Amanda know that they were just out of prison and what all went down, and they wouldn't talk, so we had to smack them around a little bit. She's like, you did what? Like, exactly. Like, Johnny's just going to keep it real. I'm not lying to your wife. And always the voice of reason. It was good cop, bad cop situation. No, it was a no cop situation.
Yeah.
Either of you are cops, right? Like, oh, I love her.
Yeah, she's the best. Honestly, everybody needs someone like that in their life.
Oh, the voice of reason, just to keep you sane and out of jail. Absolutely. But Tori with the Y is counting her money, afraid she may have to resort to the unthinkable and measures. But Sensei Kreese shows up and fixes things the only way he knows how. And Kreese says that his mom was sick too, and they lived in a place less charming than Tori's. And at first I was like, he's lying again. He didn't have a mother.
Well, he had one for a while.
What's that?
He had one for a little while. He might have. They said his mom died. She was sick. Right? They said it in the bar or in the thing. Remember the boy guy?
What's that?
In the cafe, the girl was like, "That's the boy whose mom died," and the guy was like, "Yeah, his mom probably died of embarrassment," like some shit like that. That's what the dude said. Oh, she killed herself.
So yeah, and then I was like, it's true. Like, so you think his mom was sick, but he said it was a different kind of sickness that he didn't understand at the time. So I think like she was mentally ill, and that's where he gets it. Like maybe that's where they're going to take it, because Kreese is obviously mentally ill. So I kind of think this is the start of the path that they're going down with that one.
Yeah, maybe he's got like bipolar disorder or something.
Yeah, it definitely is some kind of some kind of stuff like that, or just manic depressant, or who knows. Tango and Cash are narcotic, totally different. Not lying to your wife. Yeah, that whole scene was absolutely epic. That was so great. Oh, Jake says he killed herself. Did they say that in this episode? That she killed herself?
I think they did, like at the beginning. Because he says something like that. She probably killed herself because she was embarrassed by him. It's something like that was said at the beginning. And the girlfriend's like, what?
And then hearing all that, like we flash back to young Kreese, and he actually was a real man. Like he saw a girl get hit and he stepped in even though he was outnumbered. So now all of a sudden you got to start rooting for Kreese. Like he knows there's 2 against 1. He's probably going to take a licking, but he's not about to stand there and let some woman get beat. So he stepped in and he was a real man. He stepped up and did what he needed to do.
Yep. So, like I said, guy a hero.
Yep, they're all so they are just switching it up. Awesome. And yeah, Jake Cruz says it was at the diner when they said that. So it's just like, were they being smartasses, or is that actually what happened? It's like, I'm sure they're going to touch more on that in some seasons to come or episodes to come. But he also seemed to kind of know karate when he went out there. Like he had some pretty sweet moves when he was out there defending himself.
Yeah. So are we going to learn where that came from? Like.
Exactly. I mean, or is that just what he said in the episode? He's like, I've been fighting my whole life. You think I'm afraid of you? So is it just because he's been fighting his whole life and he's picked it up along the way? Or are we going to see he already knew some karate? So Kreese beats up the bullies and ended up with the girl, and yet still found a way to muck it all up. It seems like the army was just kind of a bad choice for him.
Yeah, it seems to be that way. It's like that for some people.
But next we have another rare moment of me agreeing with Daniel, and he brings Johnny something to eat and asks, like, how can you do it? And Johnny says, what, you're too good for gas station food? And Danny thinks about it for half a second. He's like, yeah, I am.
Oh my goodness. You agree with him on that?
Oh, 100%.
Me and you are so different. I'll be Johnny. You clearly are Daniel over there.
Oh, dude, I'm not gonna lie. When I was typing this out, I was like, in my head, you said exactly what you just said. He's like, "What? You agree with him?" Like, yeah, I had that exact conversation in my head when I was typing this out.
Oh my god! I'm like, man, I'll eat gas station food, dude. I do not care.
Oh, that's so epic, dude. I know it too well. You literally everything you're saying. I'm like, I knew that you were gonna say all that when I said that. That is so
yeah, but you're too good for it. That's like such a weird way. Like you could say I wouldn't eat that, but to say I'm too good for gas station
in that situation with those two, the way they talk smack to each other all the time, it's very, very fitting.
Have you ever been to an all subs, man? If you ever go to this, like, dude. If you ever go to New Mexico, there's one redeeming thing about New Mexico. They have all subs, and all subs have like chimichangas in that you can buy, for sale. Anybody near New Mexico, get a chimichanga from all subs before they change. I think they're changing to a different gas station. But gas station food, all subs, amazing. Wawa, oh my God, Wawa's the best thing in the world. That's a gas station. And it has the best food. I'm freaking triggered right now.
That is so hilarious. Oh, love it. Yeah, I haven't eaten like a fast food chain, like any of the big chain names in literally over a decade. Like I don't even eat fast food like that. So yeah, gas station foods, like, are you crazy? Oh, but they're bringing it in. DJ Cruz says, fills the hole. Salmon Morningstar gas station nachos are top notch. 7-Eleven steak taquitos. They're bringing it on. They're feeling you.
See, these are my people. These are my people. Yo.
Oh, I remember when
DJ, can you see Texas up there from your high horse?
Oh man, I'm telling you, yeah. If you're drunk and you need some of that good grease to soak up, maybe. But yeah, you gotta be in desperate measures for that one. That's so classic. Yeah, we definitely split up. Like I said, one of the very rare moments I'm on Daniel's side.
Well, the music, I don't know. I'm gonna have to make you a Miyagi-Do t-shirt, and I'll wear my Cobra Kai t-shirt, and we'll.
Oh, smack. I don't think it's Cobra Kai anymore. I think our man's going to be heading in a different direction, but we're going to get there. Why, when Daniel got the call that Miguel had woken up, why Johnny seemed so off? He seemed weird when he heard that.
Do what?
When Miguel got the call and Amanda told him that Miguel had woken up out of his coma, I mean, you think Johnny would just be elated. And, like, I don't know, he just seemed kind of off when he heard that. Like, I don't know, was he just shocked and so happy because he thought he wasn't going to make it? Or, I don't know, he just seemed a little weird when he told him that.
Yeah. I don't know.
It was a weird reaction.
How would you react? I don't know. I would be excited probably, but, he feels like
something.
He feels like he's going to blame him too, right?
That could be. Maybe that was it. He knew that it was his fault. He's feeling like it's his fault, and he knew Miguel would see it that way and was going to blame him. That could be. That makes sense. But hey, isn't that how did Daniel, the owner of a car dealership, not know 100% that not only was it a Dodge Caravan, but his Dodge Caravan that had been stolen with a LaRusso plate still on the back that he's out searching for? I mean, what's he even out there doing?
I don't know. It's the idiot.
I was like, dude, Johnny's instantly like, oh, that's a Dodge Caravan. Like, Daniel's like, is that what are you doing? You're the owner of a car lot. It's your car. It's got a LaRusso plate on the back, and you're sitting there asking questions. That threw me off. I was like, what the hell?
He's the owner. You don't have to know those things. I'm going to start me a plumbing company. I don't know shit about plumbing, but I can hire plumbers.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. That one threw me off. And where was that guy that stole the car going? Like, he wasn't even heading towards the storefront door. Like, he was walking around the side. And then he gets back in the car and like, where was he even going? Like,
I don't know.
It was off to me.
Well, they had to set it up so that you didn't know who was there, or like, because at first I was like, was that Robbie? And I was like, no, because they already showed he cut his hair. I feel like they changed the scene. Like they weren't going to show you they weren't going to show you Robbie in the first episode. They were going to let that happen because the guy had long hair. He kind of looked like Robbie, right? And then they had the thing up so you couldn't really see his face as much. I feel like they were trying to trick you into thinking that was Robbie until you actually saw him.
Oh, that hair was way too dark. I didn't think it was Robbie. But maybe because Daniel does say later, like, nice cut, which I didn't know if it was a dig or just him trying to make some nice small talk. But yeah, it was weird. So that I guess makes sense. But yeah, how could he be getting gas? Johnny and them were getting gas, and he was parked way over in front of the store. But then he didn't walk towards the front door. He started walking around the side, like. And sure, it makes it easier for the scene for him to run back into the car, but that whole scene was just bad. It threw me off. I was like, nothing about this makes sense. But Danny, Mr. Zero Stealth Moves, like Moves LaRusso, and Danny, Mr. Zero Stealth Moves, LaRusso yells out, oh yeah, hey you, in time for like, he could have like walked up and like got that guy because he was just walking away, but instead he yells out when he's like 20 yards back and gives that guy like plenty of time to go jump back in the car, takes back his car to the top shop. Like that again, like that is the last place a criminal that has somebody chasing him would go. Like he's not going to run him back to his illegal chop shop. I'm like, everything about this whole thing was just crazy to me.
And then even a criminal, if someone said, hey, you, if you were in a stolen vehicle, you're not going to run immediately. I would be like, what? And then he says, where'd you get that car? And then I might think about running, but I'm not going to immediately. How crazy would it be if you went to ask someone for directions and they fucking hopped in their van and left? You'd be like,
off. Yeah, like a bad.
I got to see where this guy's going. Like, I would be so curious.
Yeah, like I said, this whole thing was just nuts. Also, like how they're in an Audi when Johnny punches it, and like the corn nuts just go flying past Daniel's face, like they just instantly hit Mach 5 or something. I was like, come on, dude.
That was so funny. I thought that was hilarious. It was on the exact same thing. Like as soon as they started going, it was like it was on a launcher and it launched it past his head. That was so funny.
Somebody sitting there throwing it past. I mean, like there's no. Oh yeah, plot holes isn't even the word, Jake. This was terrible. Everything about like 10 minutes was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I was like, come on, man. And then Johnny had some nerve talking about like I'm a great driver, and then smashing the mirror off. And then instead of apologizing, he's like, you have insurance. It's like Johnny, dick.
I would say, well, you own a car dealership, so you're all right.
Dude, that doesn't matter. That was ruthless. I'm like, you gonna jump in talking about being a great driver and smash my shit up? Hell no.
Well, there was a car like coming towards him. He squeezed it. He only lost a mirror. That seems pretty good driving to me.
It was a wide open road he could have went around. He smashes the mirror. That was terrible. Unbelievable. Have you ever seen the movie Undercover Brother?
Yeah.
Dude, this car chase made me think of that. Like when they're in the go-kart, like they're all close up panning and they're makes it look like they're all fast and flying. But then when they pan out on the two cars, it's like they might as well have blinkers on going around. Yeah. Like, it reminded me of that golf cart chase in Undercover Brother, dude. I was like, are you kidding me? They make it look all exciting, and then the second they pan out on both cars, it's all slow. I was crying on that one. Oh, my God. But Johnny was pretty stupid following that guy in there. I mean, 9 out of 10 times there's going to be guns up in there. Or what if they had like a vicious junkyard dog or whatever, and Johnny's just like, I'm going in. It's like,
well, they had a junkyard dog. He trains with junkyard dogs. Also, he's probably aware they're in a karate television show, so there's no guns. And if there is, the person holding the gun is going to be close enough that you could roundhouse kick it out of their hand.
Oh, man, I don't know. That was ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. That was big money that guy's knocking off and just acting like it's no big deal. I was like, hell no. You turn up my car when you said you could drive? Nope. But, yeah, no, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I guess they know if they know they're in a karate show, there's not going to be too many guns. But I'm like, dude, I'm not running up in there like that blind. This guy took his car and ran to this place. He ran to this place for a reason. And running up in there, like Daniel said, call the cops and wait. I'll be waiting for my own guns to show up at that point.
True.
But yeah, the guy just jumps out and like And also like how the guy like in the chasing they're chasing this guy with the stolen car, and he jumps out, and then they jump out of the Audi with the keys in it, door wide open. I'm like, you're sitting here chasing one car you just got stolen. You know this one's about to get got. Like
That's what I thought too. I was like, that's a stolen car. Like, well, clearly this guy's stealing cars.
And you just jump out, leave your door wide open with the key still in it. Like, yeah. Everything about this 10 minutes is driving me kind of crazy. But you got to give it up for the Miyagi-Do defense. Like, I don't think Daniel got punched one time in that whole fight.
Yeah, true.
Dude, he was holding it down, so Miyagi-Do works. But what was Daniel's problem? Like, Johnny was actually getting the info with his methods, and then why did Danny stop him? Like Daniel said, he's already told you everything he knows. But we don't know that that's true, because he lied right out of the gate, saying, what kid? And it wasn't until Johnny, like, doinked his head off the cement that he actually gave up more information. Oh, I stole it off him this morning. So he did know what kid. So we don't know if he had all the information yet. What was Daniel's problem right there?
I mean, Johnny kind of did need to, like, at what point does your like information become you just murdering a person?
I don't think you're murdering him. I mean, the guy got right up and ran away. Obviously, I think it was a controlled hit. Johnny knew what he was doing. He was getting the info, and it was working. And then Daniel jumps on him after. I mean, yeah, I was like, why? And then starts fighting him. Like, what?
Yeah, the fighting each other. I mean, I think Daniel or like Johnny was just upset, like trying to find his son, and then it just, he went overboard with it, and then, Daniel got in the way of that anger, and so it got taken out on him too.
Sammy says Daniel was mad at Johnny because he probably liked fighting and knows he shouldn't. He's still bringing out the bad boy side, and he likes it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay Cruz, torture is absolutely criminal. But again, I don't believe it was torture. I believe Johnny was controlled. I think he was doing what he needed to do. He wasn't smashing that dude's head off the cement where blood was like leaking out of the back of it. Like I said, the second Daniel tackled him, this dude jumped up and ran away. So he obviously wasn't that hurt. I think Johnny was just doing exactly what he needed to do to figure out where his son was, which is exactly what I would do. My boy's out there and you know where he's at, and you stole from him, might have even hurt him. I'm about to figure some things out real quick. So
yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying is maybe Daniel saved Johnny some like prison time, like getting in the way of that anger. That's what I agree with you. I would be the same way. But generally speaking, being emotionally invested in something makes you make worse decisions about it. The more objective you can be, the better your decision making is going to be.
Usually, absolutely. I'm not about being objective with my kids on the line, though. All bets are off. It don't matter. It's on. I'm going to get what I need to get. When they go back outside, Daniel says, I can't believe you actually taught kids. And I'm thinking, like, I can't believe both your vehicles are still there.
I'm like, I can't believe, I don't know how Daniel keeps thinking he's above everybody else. That, like I said, I was kind of triggered. I thought we were going to come in and agree, like, that Daniel was a jerk about the gas station food. But, from that point, I was like, no way, man. Like, why are you always thinking you're better than everybody else?
Oh, man, just about the substances going in his body. That one thing, absolutely. I don't want to know where he stole the van from. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of information my man Johnny was getting before Daniel interrupted. Besides Daniel's subpar kicking technique, they kicked some butt together. They did. And like I said, Miyagi-Do works because Daniel did not take one punch. The only time Daniel even got touched was the kick Johnny gave him to his chest. Like, basically, other than that, Miyagi-Do was on point. He blocked everything. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, but it's all defensive.
What's that?
So, but it's all defensive. You got to have a blend. That's why I think they're going to start rotating. You can't just be defensive all the time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. There's got to be a median. And I think Miyagi-Do is definitely more just all about the defense. But the boys drop some last-minute low blows on each other and then head their separate ways, and Johnny has some place to be. And I like how they're supposed to be like mortal enemies, but Johnny's like, yeah, I'm taking the van. Daniel's just like, you better bring it back. Like, they're like brothers and enemies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is your
Because,
mortal enemy, but you're just going to take his, $30,000 vehicle and take it. Like,
what? It's a $30,000. He took the van.
oh, that's true. Okay, well, this $10,000 vehicle, still, it's like the fact that he's taking it is crazy. I'd be like, you can walk, sucker. Like, talk all that smack to me. You can call Uber.
But you would kind of need the car back, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd have somebody come pick it up. I'm not trying to help my mortal enemy talking about he's got something.
Well, I don't think they're mortal enemies. Like, I bet Daniel felt good that Johnny had to steal a 1993 Caravan. Like, so he's like, yeah, he's driving around my stolen 93 Caravan while I got my Audi here. So
Sam was bringing up it wasn't Robbie counting change at the end of last episode, but yeah, we all know Robbie's smarter than that, and Robbie's not selling a vehicle for change. Our man Robbie, when it comes down to it, he'd do it.
yeah, but I think she was saying like, no, they were saying like that he was counting change, so he had no money, so he was setting it up so that oh, now he needs money, and then thus he sold it.
So that was the sell, so he actually sold it. He may have. He actually may have sold it super cheap. He could have. And yeah, Jay Cruz, that thing was a Dodge Caravan. It probably was like 1,800 max. Oh, who knows? It seemed to be in pretty good shape though, so I don't know. And they're trading it in on an Audi. It could have been had some perks inside. Oh, the 8-track still rolling. That's awesome. Vintage. I don't know. Was it Dirtbag versus Dirtbag, or was like Kreese actually being a good guy helping Tori with a Y out? Like it was for his own selfish purpose, but it actually kind of did a good thing. How are you feeling about that when Kreese came to the rescue?
I think they set up the thing like he wants to protect women, right? Like they're kind of setting that up, but maybe he's just like a creep. He's like, no, this is my person I get to creep on. Like he's just possessive. What's his is his, and he doesn't want anybody messing with it.
Or when you say it like that, dude, they did slip in that line like, what are you, his grandpa? Or what are you, her grandpa? And he's like, no, just a person who cares. But what if that was like that, and that's his mom, or that's his daughter in there, and Tori's actually his granddaughter? Wouldn't that be a sick little twist at the end? We find out Tori actually is his granddaughter.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
But yeah, Jake, it definitely made him look human. And I mean, it actually made him look like a decent guy. I mean, this girl is struggling, almost getting ready to have to resort to absolutely unthinkable things. And he basically put on the cape and came on and saved her. So, I mean, how can you not kind of root for that situation? Not him, but at least that situation. I mean, he did what he had to do. And again, like you said, jumped in and saved a woman. And is that Kreese's saving grace? He'll always do the right thing when it comes to helping women out when they need it.
Maybe, but he does send people after Sam, so I wouldn't, go that far.
That was a pretty great transition from that guy's finger to Miguel cutting his hot dog, though. I was like,
oh shit! Oh, never mind, that's hot dog.
But of course, Miguel's a scared kid that's afraid he may never walk again. But I don't know. Was he in the right to blame Johnny for everything that happened?
No, of course not. Like, Johnny's right. Like, you can't, you gotta have mercy sometimes. Like,
and he's a kid. I mean, of course, he's gonna lash out. He's scared. He's freaking out. But I mean, yeah, that was rough. He put Johnny out on a bad one. And speaking of rough shape, Robbie's looking like a little crackhead. Like that haircut is not doing him any favors. And when Daniel, like, I don't know, when he said that, was he being a dick or was he actually being nice?
Oh man, he looked. I'm telling you, Nick Foles, man.
But that puts it into kind of perspective, like when you said it, like maybe they switched the scenes around and they were trying to do a callback to make it look like that was actually Robbie running away from the van when it really wasn't. And now they're like, oh, nice cut. Like, oh, that couldn't have been you. So if they go that deep with it, I love it. But I just feel like they didn't. I feel like they just kind of backed into that accidentally.
Now, I'm pretty sure they meant to make it like Robbie, like to make you think it's Robbie, but it's not. But they had to show, the kind of cliffhanger. Netflix needs you to watch the next episode. They want you to like binge it. So, that was kind of a setup for that, right? And I think they weren't going to do that originally, and they just edited it. They kept the scene in there to make you think it's like, and just say, we're not doing that. We're not trying to make people think it's Robbie. But originally, I think it was shot to do that.
You could definitely be onto it right there. Oh, that dude's definitely a weird ass perf. Kreese ain't that evil. I don't know, man. He's training up little kids to be soldiers. I don't know. It seems pretty psychopathic to me. Kind of like a Theon. I don't know. I think even Theon had a nicer streak than what Kreese is doing. It just seems crazy. When Ramsey was oh no, good. That was, like I said, that was a sweet transition. But Daniel tried to step up and take some responsibility for what's happened, but Robbie feels like it was just to keep him there talking until the cops showed up. And I'm kind of with Robbie on that one. Like, if it was really the case, why wouldn't Daniel just showed up himself and taken Robbie in? Like, not have the cops show up there like that. It's almost more like Daniel just trying to clear his own name.
Maybe a little bit. I thought the same thing. I'm like, maybe he's right about that.
Kreese is violent, but not a creeper, I think he was trying to spell, or something like that. Yeah, absolutely. But again, we have the show mirroring itself. Miguel told Johnny to beat it, and Robbie told Daniel he doesn't want him to see him. And I love the way this show just keeps paralleling itself and keeps going in circles. It's pretty tight how they shoot it. It looks like Kreese's plan works again, though, and he gets a star student back. Tori with a Y is back in class.
Yeah, so maybe he was talking about her. I don't know where I'm going. See, I get myself too mixed up. Like, maybe she's gonna be his top student.
And that's what I was thinking right off the gate. I think he was talking about her. And he goes through an awful lot to bring her back. But then we flash back to Kreese about to board the recruitment bus, but not before promising his girl he's not only coming back, but coming back a hero. And she says she'll wait for him. Is that going to happen? Because this kind of tells me either he doesn't make it back in time, or she just flat out doesn't wait for him, or we'll hear for the first time Kreese uses the old death trick to get out of something, and she'll hear that he died and moved on. What's going to happen with this situation?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, he, pretends to be dead so that he can come back, and then gets mad at her because she moved on and he was dead. Because she thought he was dead. Because it kind of goes with the stuff that Miguel called him on, last season, where he's like, I forget what the thing was, but he's like, that's not there.
Yeah, the country wasn't even where he said that his thing was at, his ops were at.
Yeah, so
they weren't even in the same country. He's like, it's mixed together when you're doing it in the mud.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Something's maybe he gets a Dear John and he pretends to be dead. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm with you though.
But I think something's definitely going to come out with that. I'm sure Danny has a good lawyer, and if Robbie turns himself in, could make it months rather than years. And yeah, I mean, that could be, but it just seemed like if Daniel was really on, he said it would be a lot better if Robbie turned himself in. And I mean, of course it's going to be that situation. You're kind of lying to him, and then all of a sudden the cops show up out of nowhere. Of course he's going to make a run for it. Now that's going to go in the report, and it's going to look even worse. So I think Robbie was already there talking to the mom. I think Daniel could have got him to just come in and, been on his way. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of lame. He had the cops show up out of nowhere on that.
Yep. You could have talked to him and then convinced him to go.
Exactly. What if Kreese's old girlfriend before he went to war is Tori's sick mom? And then
grandma.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So that's what we find out that Tori actually is his granddaughter. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Tori's sick mom. Well, that would make it his daughter, but yeah, that could be. I think Tori's sick mom could be his daughter from his ex-girlfriend, and then that could actually be his granddaughter. That could be a sick twist that they bring around. That would be epic if they tie it all up like that. I would love that. I mean, that's going our style almost, just sick twists and turns. But Kreese ends up the episode with a little motivation speech that sounds like he's trying to train his own little teenage elite force, and I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with all that. That can't end up good, can it?
No, it's weird. They're not little soldiers, you psycho.
Exactly, they're teenage kids. And he already told Daniel a war is coming, so he's literally trying to train some little assassins or something. I don't know.
Yeah, what is his goal?
That's it.
That's the weirdest thing. I cannot, for the life of me, think what is his motive in the thing? To be the best karate teacher? That's the stupidest goal I ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
Like even a karate show.
he wants to train these guys, and he still thinks Johnny's going to come back and help him train him. So yeah, I don't know, he's trying to put his own little elite force together to go secret forces on him or something. I don't know. Are we going to find out that Kreese's mom went nuts and basically he's on the same path? Is that what this is all boiling it down to? Like
Yeah, like I said, I think he might be like bipolar or something.
I mean, he's definitely got a problem. So I think maybe this is all kind of panning out, showing us what's happening. And he's in the long run, they're going to find out that he's just sick. And it'll be Daniel, too. He's like, you're sick. You need help. We're going to get you help type of thing. Like, that's going to happen because he's, like, losing it. Like, how many episodes until Miguel and Robbie reunite with their senseis, do you think?
Like I said, I don't know. You kind of got me because maybe it's Tori that he's won. I was thinking, he was going to try to steal Robbie because he's got, I don't know. I don't know if Robbie comes back. I think he goes to Kreese. I'm going to stick with my original thought. I can't let you convince me of other things.
J. Cruz says by the end, Kreese is going to end up in a padded room. I think that might be one of the ways they're going. Just like I said, Daniel might show up and be like, we're going to get you some help, dude, because you're out of it. Oh, for all Valley, baby. You know it. He's a controlled psychopath. Yeah, he's controlled now, but is it going to stay that way? I don't know, because the guy seems to be losing it quick. Are we supposed to feel sorry for Tori with the Y now? Are they going to make her the good one in all this?
I don't know about all that, but yeah, I think they want you to feel sorry for everybody. They're all on agreement that everybody is just with me, that everything is just cause and effect. It's just all one big chain reaction.
Well, speaking of chain reaction, will Bert and the rest of the kicked out quiver become Johnny's new students? Is Johnny going to start up a new dojo, and these are going to kind of be what he starts with, all the students that got kicked out of Cobra Kai? And maybe Miguel will come back and be a star student, and they'll start it all over?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, like, at the beginning of this that, like, they were setting up Johnny and Daniel to, like, come together and work together to fight Kreese, but I don't think that's going to happen now.
There you go. Instead of Johnny and Kreese running to the dojo, it's going to be Johnny and Daniel doing the dojo because they're terrible apart from each other. But if you take the good from each one of them, they're kind of a great combination, a perfect yin and yang.
Yeah, I thought that because you need to block as you throw a punch. Like that's a thing is you can't just throw a punch because then you're open. You have to like block as you throw punches. So it's kind of both together. And I thought that they were setting that up like 100%. I was like, yes, they're showing that Daniel can, look past his initial assumption and that he'll work together with Johnny. But then by the end of the episode, I was like, damn it, they screwed it up. Like I thought this was going to happen.
Of course they did. Oh, if Danny and Johnny do start a dojo, what would be the name of the dojo? Samuel Morningstar thinks it'd be offense, defense.
Do what? Sorry, I was reading.
If those two started a dojo, what would be the name of it?
I don't know. Oh, man. I don't know. Who? You got to, like, let me...
I think it's another question. I'm pretty sure he already knows it probably is going to happen, and that's why he's like, you're on the right track. What do they call it? Oh, offense, defense.
Who?
That.
Oh, who? What would name
about 10 minutes, exactly. Yeah, they don't last long together, but I don't know. By the end of it, who knows? They may be opening up a dojo together.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty good thought. I guess you could go somewhere with that. Because I always like to think of things, where would they go from here? So let's say that Kreese is defeated, but you have like a friendly Johnny and Daniel. Well, what are they fighting against next? I guess like Miguel's dad could come into the picture and they would have to fight like a drug gang or whatever.
No, they'll be more like they'll be friends for 2 seconds, and then Allie with an eye will jump back in the picture, and it'll be go time again. Plus, I just don't see Amanda even letting Daniel get back into karate. I think she's done. Or maybe that's it. He just loves karate so much that they are done. Amanda leaves him, and Allie with an eye comes back, and now it's Daniel and Johnny going back to old school, trying to win Allie with an eye because she just got divorced from her husband. Oh, I could totally see him doing all that.
Yeah. They could go a bunch of ways. You got to try to put yourself in the 80s perspective, too. Like, they're trying to, nostalgia show. I don't know. I was just trying to think of, like, that would be a good comp. Like, you could still have a show if they had a dojo together where they're constantly arguing about, like, offense versus defense and stuff like that. That was my whole point before I rambled on about nonsense.
Jay Cruz, the only bad thing about binging season is can't theorize. See, that's how Andy learned the hard way. He found out last season. It's way more fun when you can try to figure it out, see what's up, and see if you called it or not. Can't do that when you binge it all. It's not easy. It's not easy. Like knowing where the Christmas presents are hidden and not going and looking at them. It's not. You got to have that.
Oh, man.
Power.
I generally do not. I peek at every present. Like, my family gets so mad at it. I've done it. But on the plus side, I wrap presents beautifully because my mom wraps presents beautifully. And when you peek at presents, you got to learn how to wrap them like the person that wrapped them initially.
Now you're an expert. That's amazing. The giant tamer is like a professional. Everybody looks forward to getting her gifts because she's like a professional rapper. So she gets it done. But yeah, not me. I'm lucky to get it around. I've actually gotten a little better over the years, but yeah, she takes care of all the diehard rap, and that's awesome. I don't know, saying the Morningstar, I wouldn't have to turn on Daniel because I'm already not exactly on his side. But if he disrespects Amanda, then he is the biggest moron ever because that's literally the greatest thing in his life. So if he loses that, he's gone. Absolutely gone.
Daniel is the worst, and we're all in agreement that DJ is Daniel, right? Because they're too good for gas station food together. That's his people. Like, too good for gas station food. My people are in the chat. Me and Johnny, we're just drinking beers and eating gas station food.
Oh, absolutely. There is the divide. Will they all still be young enough to fight at this year's All Valley Youth Karate Tournament? Is that what's going to happen? Is this going to end up again at the All Valley and be a thing like old school Cobra Kai versus Miyagi-Do? Or are they going to be too old to do it this year?
No, I think they can still do it. I think I do a rematch. They're still in high school.
Yeah, but there's 18-year-olds in high school.
Yeah, but I think they were probably freshmen in school or something.
Maybe. So yeah, that'd be cool. So yeah, we can look forward to that, and that's definitely going to be a thing. We know we can look forward to another that All Valley Youth Karate Tournament. That's going to be sweet with all the crazy karate moms with Yaya smoking weed in their freaking weed. How long until Johnny gets a new smartphone? Or does he?
That's funny. I forgot. Like, do you ever answer your phone? Like, I totally forgot about that. Like, he chucked his phone at the beach. You just said that.
Absolutely. He's got to get it. Morningstar says they're all still under 17, so it's all good. I believe Robbie's the oldest and still 17, so yeah, that works out. Miguel doesn't even got a car yet. So, oh yeah, that's true. He's not even driving, so he might not. Yeah, I get it. So yeah, they're all still young enough. But yeah, I don't know. We got to see. I think Johnny's going to have to end up getting a phone back, or how's he going to connect with Allie with an eye? That's definitely going to have to go back and get a phone one of these days, real quick. Maybe
he has
talk to Robbie. Yeah, that's true. But he's going to want to contact Robbie in jail too. I'm sure he's going to want to connect with him while he's in there. Maybe become closer. Maybe that's the way those two become closer. Is that Daniel? Robbie doesn't want to see Daniel, but Johnny actually goes every day to visit with him, and they become closer. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Where's Johnny's car right now? Is that going to become a thing this season?
No, I think Kreese probably has it, right? Oh, no, someone probably stole it. He chucked the keys, too.
Yeah, he threw the keys in the car and just left it there at the beach.
Yeah. Oh, that thing's stolen for sure.
He said that thing's all chopped up already.
If someone stole a 93 Dodge Caravan, dude, the Cobra Kai is gone.
Or Robbie might have just sold that Caravan. Maybe he didn't sell it. Maybe he didn't steal it. Maybe he sold it.
True.
Yeah, this was a long episode. It was good. I mean, it was all right, but like I said, I'm just kind of. I felt like I was on the track that it seems like all episodes 2s are just their weakest episodes. I mean, like I said, it's Cobra Kai. I loved it. Was going to watch it, but just not my favorite episode. But of course, you loved it, so maybe it all comes down to gas station food.
Yeah, it must be. It must be when I can relate to a character. I think I just enjoy not liking Daniel, and the more like these ones, I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, this proves why I don't like him. Exactly. So I enjoyed the episode. Like, screw him and his country club.
Exactly. Yeah, Miguel doesn't have a car yet. That might not be because of age. Jake might be right. It's because he's poor and can't afford it, so it could be. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to watch episode 3. I know we got football. We got like 3 games going on this Saturday. I was almost going to see if you want to start knocking these out 2 a week, like Tuesdays and Saturdays or something. But with football on this Saturday, it might be tough. But maybe the week after that, we'd start doing something like that.
Yeah, that'll work.
Start knocking them out. So we'll just go for next Tuesday. If things don't change, we'll just go for next Tuesday. Be back on talking about season 3, episode 3, and keeping it moving, Cobra Kai style.
Hold on. Do you think that? Well, never mind. The car thing. I was gonna say something different about Miguel trying to use his legs, but I'll still ask it. What kind of crazy tactics do you think that Johnny comes up with to try to get Miguel to use his legs? Because guaranteed that is going to happen. He's going to like push him downstairs or some shit. 100%. I'm sure that he's going to like try to force him, like throw him in a pool or something like he did, you know?
Use your legs. You got to use your legs. That was a thing. Absolutely. Right. You got to use your legs. So Johnny just picks him up and tosses him in a pool to get him going.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. And that was a thing. So I could absolutely see him tie it back. That's what this show does. So I love that. I wasn't even thinking about that, but absolutely that could be a thing and probably will be a thing. I love it.
I'm stealing the water though. Like I want the pool. No, I'm going to go with stairs. Like they're not going to do the stairs or the water again. Well, maybe they will. Shit, I don't know. Stairs. I'm going with he's going to push him down like a couple stairs.
Johnny's going to push him downstairs?
He's going to like drop him down like just 2 steps.
No.
Yeah. You got to think. Like this is Johnny. He's crazy.
No.
Okay. So
if anything, I love the fact of him just picking him, like rolling him to a pool, and it was sensei, and him just dumping him in the pool out of a wheelchair. You got to use your legs, kick, and do exactly like the montage he did when he was teaching him how to use his legs in the first place. So I could 100%. I'm going to take. I love that happening. I can see that happening for sure.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Training montage got to be coming. You know it is. It's got to be. Throw him in some.
Also,
yep.
Miguel doesn't have his driver's license because guaranteed Johnny would have been letting him drive the car.
Oh, for sure. Borrowing it, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
So.
What's up, Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai. Oh, that's going to do it for us anyway. We've been on a little longer than we wanted to, but hey, this was probably the longest episode of all 3 seasons, so I had to get it in there, and yeah, this was pretty amazing. So thanks again for coming on. Like I said, we'll probably start knocking these out 2 at a time or twice a week just to kind of get through it because I know most people binge it, and they want to talk about it. So we'll start knocking it down. I don't know if we'll be able to do it this Saturday because of football, 3 games. I don't know if there's going to be time, but after that, we might start knocking it out on Tuesdays and Saturdays. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
All right, buddy, we're going to do it. So, yeah, other than that, we will be back next Tuesday night for Cobra Kai Episode 3, Season 3, and look forward to doing it. Hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Until we see you next time, be easy.